Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Rob and today I'm going to be showing you how to build this farm here. It's a melon, pumpkin and bone meal farm, and it's a fairly straightforward design which is different from other designs in the fact that it doesn't use a lot of expensive materials. The usual melon and pumpkin farms you may find traditionally use a lot of pistons and observers, which can be quite costly. So if you are playing in a survival world and you want to build a slightly more efficient farm, this is the way to go. So let's get started. So the first thing we need to build is our item storage system. This is where all of the items are going to end up, and it's just going to be composed by a chest with hoppers underneath it, with composters underneath it, more hoppers and another chest. Now if we put two stones like that, or two blocks like that, and activate those switches or levers, now we have the deposit system. So up here is where the melon and pumpkins are going to go, and when these two blocks are powered like they are now, they're just going to stay in that chest. So if you want to collect melon and pumpkin, this is the way to do it. However, if you want to get bone meal, you can flip these two levers and the items will go into the composters and turn into bone meal. Now at the back here, we're going to put a row of hoppers. So we want to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hoppers. And here we're going to go up by 1 as well. So you've got double hoppers here. And in the back, we're going to place some stone or just whatever block you fancy. So we go 4 comparators coming out from here, and then we're going to place another block coming out from that comparator like so. At the back of it we're going to place a redstone torch, not up there, and on top of the torch we're going to place another block. Now finally, on top of these comparators we place one more block, and then we place our redstone repeaters like so. And this is our unloading system done. Now from these hoppers we're going to create our rail system, and to do that we're going to go in that direction for however many blocks you want. I'm going to go for 50 blocks, but you can go much more or less if you want to. Okay, so that's the length, and we're just going to fill in the rest of the blocks. Okay, there we go. We've got our system going here. We're going to put our rails, but first we're going to put some rows of redstone. So if we go 15 from here, 2, 3, 4, and we replace that with a line of redstone blocks, and we do that again every 15. Now at the end actually we're going to put another row of redstone, and then we're going to put another row of stone and a row above that as well. Now it's time for the rails. So we're going to start off with a powered rail on top of that hopper, and then we're going to place a rail after that, and we're going to keep on going with rails until we hit this redstone line where we're going to put a powered rail, and then we continue with rails, so on and so forth until we get to the end. And you're going to want to do this with all 4 lines. Now when you place a powered rail next to powered rail, it changes the configuration of it, and that's not what we want. So what you need to do is place a rail behind it first, and then the powered rail after that. Excellent. Now we've got all the rails in, we're going to place our mine carts with hoppers on each of the 4 lines, and we're going to just push them forward until they hit that powered rail. So these are going to keep going backwards and forwards, collecting items from above and eventually depositing them into our hopper lines down here. Now the next step is going to be our water lines on the side. So first of all I'm going to place 1 and 2 hoppers on the sides here going upwards, and then I'm going to get myself some packed ice. I'm going to start placing them here on the side. You want to do this both on this side and on the other side, all the way across like so. And there we go, that's all done. Let's place another block on those sides like so. So we're going to do another row of stone here near the ice, and this is going to keep the water in our system. Okay, there we go. So next step is going to be to put a load of dirt here in the middle. So we're basically going to cover the rails. We're not going to cover the ice. The ice is going to stay uncovered. So there we are. We've got our middle dirt area. So let's work on these water streams. So we're going to place some water at the end, and we're going to wait for it to flow. And wherever it stops, we're going to place a slab, and then we're going to place more water, wait for it to flow, another slab, and so on until we get to the end. Okay, we got our streams in. Now let's actually plant some melon and pumpkins. So first of all, we want to hoe these 2 lines here. And now we're going to plant our melon and pumpkin. You can plant all melon or pumpkin or a mixture of both. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to do 1 row of pumpkin and 1 row of melon. So there we go. Those will slowly be growing. In the meantime, we're going to build our flying machine. And then we're done. That's the last step. So down here, we're going to extend this out till it reaches 4. So you've got like a little 4x4 square here. Now this flying machine is pretty straightforward. We're going to place a block there just temporarily, and we're going to place 1 slime block here, 1 slime block here, and 1 slime block there. Then we're going to place our sticky piston there, and we're going to do another row like so. So you've got like 2 L's essentially opposing each other. We're going to place another sticky piston here like that, and we're going to place an observer which is facing outwards, and the same here, another observer facing outwards. Now we need to place a piston, again not a sticky piston, just a piston here in the middle of the L, and the same on the other side. And finally we need to place 2 observers that are powering those pistons. And there we go, that is our flying machine made. Now before you start sending it off, we need to actually make sure that it's not going to go off forever. So we're going to place 1 piece of obsidian here. I'm actually going to extend this bottom a tiny bit longer. And we need to make sure there's 1 on the other side as well. So what we're going to do is going to go to this side, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4. So you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You go up by 1, and then you can place, yes, the obsidian on that side. So it has to be on the right. And now you can see that if we place a block here, the flying machine will head off. And whenever it finds an item like a pumpkin or a melon, it's going to crush it with 1 of these pistons. The item is going to drop, and the rail underneath is going to pick it up like it just did there and take it to the end, where it will end up in our chests. And there you go, it has actually stopped, which is good news. Now we actually want this to go backwards and forwards though, so in order for that to happen we need to make a little return system. And to do that we are going to place an observer coming out from there. We're then going to temporarily put some blocks like that. There you go, so we're going to surround the obsidian with blocks. So we're going to place some redstone dust, a repeater with 4 ticks, and 2 more redstone pieces like that. And as you can see, our machine is now coming backwards. Now on the other side we're going to do exactly the same thing as before. We're going to place blocks like that. So we need an observer coming out from there, we need a redstone dust repeater, and finally 2 redstone pieces. And there it is. Now it's going to keep on going backwards and forwards forever. Now if you want to stop the machine, you need to create a switch here to stop it. So you take 2 out from this repeater, place another repeater like so, and you need a lever like that. So if we were to pull that lever, that will turn off this repeater, so when the machine comes back it will stop and it won't go off again. In order to start it, I'm going to place a button here to the side, which will allow me to turn the machine on again once I want it to start. Okay, you see the machine has arrived, but it has not gone off again, so it is now technically off. If you want to turn it on, you flip that switch, press the button, and there it goes. So that is our complete farm. This will continuously bring in more melon and pumpkin. And again, if you do want it to turn to bone meal, flip those switches and you'll see the bone meal starting to come in. There we go. Now this particular machine is quite small, but you can extend it if you want to get even more production. You can either repeat this kind of pattern across, alternatively you can just make it a lot longer. So long as the flying machine doesn't leave your render distance, you should be absolutely fine. So there you have it. If you think this farm has been useful, please remember to comment, like and subscribe. I've got more tutorials planned and we're about to start a new season of Olympus Craft, Season 2. So for that and much more, please subscribe. And let me know in the comments if you end up making this farm. However, till next time, that is all from me. Thank you for watching. Bye!